things which you have missed. But if you want, you can watch the YouTube videos which I have given to you one by one or time by time. You can go through there or go through the
Yeah.
videos and you will be able to learn each and everything. The steps are
Yes.
given and you're not going to lose anything. And today we are going to start Android analog and digital clocks, how we can add the analog clock and digital clock in an Android application. And but before we go ahead and try to uh, add the widget analog and digital clock in the Android application, I will go through the basic overview. So it's helping us to provide what they are basically going to do. It is helping us to provide the functionality of displaying analog and digital clocks in an application. So the functionality of both these options, whether it's Android analog and digital, we have two types of clocks. We have digital clocks and we have analog is which is going to have the numbers like in a shaped form, and we have some different keys over there. But in digital, like we do have in our Apple, we have digital watch as well as analog also. So how do we add both the options in an Android application? That's the main important thing that we are going to. So Android analog, or you can say digital clocks, are used to show time in Android application, and Android analog clock is the subclass of view class in Android application. All right, or you can say text view application. And since you need to remember this thing, since Android application API, or you can say since Android API level 17, it's deprecated, DAP deprecated. We can, or we are recommended to use text clock instead, not text view. Now, this was the basic overview. We'll simply go to the steps. So first of all, what we are going to do, first thing, we will create a new project with the name analog clocks, or you can say analog, or you can say simply Android clocks. Secondly, we will modify the files. As always, we need to modify the files. Modify the file first is, which is activity dot xml. Second is, we will modify the file which is the Java file activity, sorry, main activity Java. That's it. Fourth is run the application and get the results. That's it. So these are the 4 steps which we're going to go through them, and then we'll have a desired output of each and everything. First, we'll have digital, and then we will have analog. In the same application, we can add 2 clocks. So let's go and try to do it, try to create it. Always, every time in an Android application or in Android studios, you will get updates in the top, in the bottom right side. So you should always update it. It's not only about features, it's giving you also the, you can say, patches to your Android studio, to the application. So it is good for you. It's better for you to always keep it updated. So what we're gonna do is file new. This is how do we go and create the project. Lubna is here. Miss Lubna, where is Amal and Hadil?
I don't know, Mr. Johar.
You're not in touch with them. Can you text them and tell them why don't they join class?
Okay.
Okay, that's great. So now the first project we're gonna create. So this is how do we create projects. File new project. And here we are going to choose empty activity, select it. Empty activity, next. And then I will name it as Android clocks. Make sure that the language is Java and make sure that you're using the API 14 Android 4.0 and finish it. So that's it. We have created our project, which is projects Android clocks, but I will close the Android time picker project, which we have created in my previous class. It's downloading the Gradle all zip package. We need to wait for some time. This is our project, and this is the architecture or structure of your application, which I have already explained to you in my first classes or in my first few classes. Okay, it will keep on running. It's just running the Gradle that we have here. But when you open the project, automatically by default, you will have 2 files, activity main dot, this is XML file, and this is main activity dot Java file. So first of all, according to the steps, we need to modify activity main dot XML file. So in the XML file, we are choosing the layout, constraint layout, and we have to add analog clock. So I'm going to delete this text view. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the widget called analog. So we'll add ANALOG. Wait a sec, it's not coming. We need to wait. So wait for some time because it's still running it. It will not give you the helping words. So we need to have the helping words so that we can add the required widgets in the application. Yep, done. Yes. So this is the structure. Rest file, layout file is activity main. Okay. So now first thing we have to add is analog clock. So already it's there, it's been deprecated, but we're gonna add it analog clock. So here, these are all the attributes we need to add. So Android, whenever you have to add the attribute to any particular option, you're adding in an Android application, we need to add the properties, or you can say attributes. So layout width, these are three properties. We are going with wrap content, and height should be also, mostly we always use wrap content. And there is the main attribute which we are using in Java file, which is Android ID, and at the rate, this is the syntax how we should, you know, mention the Android ID, Android clock. Though, so this can be anything. You can write it anything, but I'm just writing in Android clock. This is the Android ID, which we mostly use in order to write any code in Java for this particular widget, which is Android clock. And then an Android, then if you have to change the layout of it, like Android layout, wait, yep. So Android layout align parent top equals to true. And then again, now we don't need to add this. So Android, always you need to add Android with it. Android layout center horizontal is the property. CENTER center horizontal. Why it's not showing. Center horizontal is equal to true. Then after that, we have to go through Android layout again, layout in the left-hand side, margin layout in the left-hand side, and we'll set it equal to 136 dp. And then this is same like the CSS properties we were setting. So layout margin top, and we can set it equal to 296 dp. Then app layout, the layout of an application. This was layout of analog widget. So app layout constraint. Most of the time when it comes to app layout, it's always constraint, and it is start to start off. So start to start off, it's parent. Then after that, app layout again, constraint top to top off. So you will find top to top off here. So constraint top to top off, and it should be again a parent. That's it. These are the attributes that we have to add. And hence with this, we are done with analog. clock. And if you have to add the digital clock, so we'll add the widget and digital, DIGI. So this is here, digital clock. So here width is always wrap content and height is also wrap content. Before that, we need to add Android.id attribute at the rate ID, and we will name it as, for example, digital clock first. Then attribute Android layout below equals to, if you had to link it to the first one, we are using just layout below attribute, and at the rate plus ID, we have to give the ID of analog clock, which is analog clock first. This attribute we have to give over here in this property, which is layout below, so that they are linked together, or they will be linked together. So Android, again, layout property, which is center horizontal, Android layout center horizontal equals to true. Always I'm doing this thing. So Android layout margin left. So in the left hand side, margin should be now 176 dp. And then Android layout margin top, and it should be about 84 dp. And then if you want to add the text in it, so Android text equals to, it's a digital clock, anything that you would like to add. So Android digital clock, then app layout, the layout of application, so always constant, constant start off, which is parent, app layout constant top to top off, which is again parent. Colors. So with this, we are done with the modification of activity main.xml. We have added our analog clock widget, and we have added our digital clock widget. ID is here, which is analog clock for analog, and for digital clock, the ID is digital clock first. If you want to check it, this is coded view, as I've told you always, that in activity main.xml, we have a graphical view. Also, we can add these both the options graphically, and even we can add them using the code. This is how we can add them using the code. But if you go over here, which is these are three different views. There is code view, split is it, you can show, or it can be seen, or you can display both the views, design and code. But if you click on split, you can see this is code, and these are both the views added. You can see here digital clock, and but here is design. So a design is going to give you only designs, and you will have all these buttons, widgets here, which you would like to add, containers, Google legacy, and all. But we are working with coded view. I will click on code, and we are done with this. And now we have to go with the main Java file, where we have to add the methods for this particular file. But here we don't need to do anything. In the activity clause, we'll just go and check the output. Now, if we have to check the output, we have to add an emulator. Already we have added the emulators, two emulators. Those who have not added, they have to open this. When they will click over here, they have to open this AVD manager. They need to create virtual device, and they need to add any particular phone. Click on phone, any particular device here, download that, go to next. You have to download any operating system here and then click next and add that. As we have already added, we have this option run here. You need to click on that and it will just start the emulator for you and give you the output. And it will show you the output. If there is any error, you will get it. If there is no error, you will get the output here. And you need to turn on this device. This is a mobile phone emulator for you. We'll just turn it on and then hopefully we will get the output. You will have 0 errors here. You can see it's waiting for the target device to come online. Still, it's not turned on. It takes some time. Yep, now it's turning on. And you can have the output here. You will see this is digital clock and the time of my computer is 4:50 p.m. and this is the analog clock. Did you get it? Are you here?
Yep. Yeah, I got
So
it.
that's how do we add analog clock and digital clocks in an Android application. Okay, clear? So those who want to do it, please go through it. You just need to modify only one file, which is this activity main. When you create a project, automatically this file will be open and write just this code. Go through it fast, all of you. Those who have not installed Android Studio, please install it. If you need any help, let me know. Go through it fast. Hadil and Lubna. Hello.
Yes, Mr. Johar.
Yep. Have you installed Android Studio in your laptop?
No,
You don't want to install it? Are you using your mobile phone or you're using your laptop?
my phone.
You don't have the laptop with you?
I have. I will install it now.
Yeah, try to start it and try to download Android Studio. So you can download Android Studio, all of you. Go to download Android Studio. So you can download Android Studio and SDK tools here by just searching Android Studio. Here is it, Android, download Android Studio 4.0 for Windows 64. Just have to click on it, accept terms and download Android Studio for Windows. Let me send you the link on your WhatsApp. Mr. Ali,
Yes, Mr.
do you have Android Studio? Are you facing any
Yeah,
issues?
yeah. No.
Okay, go through it. Try to do it.
Okay.
When you're going to, when you're done with this activity, please let me know. I will move to the second one. Are you done with this? Hello?
Sir, I've already been done with this. I've already gone over this one.
Sorry?
I've already gone over this
Yeah,
one, sir.
I'm talking about others. Ali, Hadi, Lubna,
I'm
Michael.
done.
You're done?
I'm done.
Okay.
Yes.
So I will just stop the meeting. I'm gonna join. I'm gonna create another meeting. So please join the same again. Okay? Because the time is over. It is just for 40 minutes. So I will just start the class again. Join with the same link. Okay, all of you.
Okay.
Okay. So this was the tutorial about analog and digital clocks. How do we add them in the Android application?